All right, everybody, and welcome to another special episode of See Now and No, also known as Snack. But yeah, which every episode, of course, is a special episode. Today, I was going to review a debate that Kent Hovind had with Jackson Rowe. Since I haven't done I haven't, I haven't even watched Kent Hovind in a good minute. I've been caught up in my own little universe. Um, I was gonna do that, and then usually Phantom joins in a little bit later, but we have him here now and present with us. So hello, Phantom. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. Thank you for joining. And dude, I'm glad I got refunded on this app, dude. This app, I thought I canceled the subscription, but I think I just maybe I could have sworn I canceled it, but maybe I just deleted it, and the app costed $80. I was like,
For
you know,
Restream?
no, it was just for this random app that I had on my phone. On my phone,
Oh,
I was trying out a couple different AI apps, and you have to sign up for some of it. You have to like get the subscription, get the premium features now, don't
yeah.
pay anything.
Is
And
this
then
oh, go ahead.
well, no, I was just trying out a few of them, and then I thought I canceled this one, and they charged me like $80, and I just got the confirmation for the refund for that. So that's good because $80 in today's economy is a big chunk, you know.
Sure. Is this a AI image or AI text or what?
I don't even think this one was like an AI. I think it has like AI features, but it's like to enhance your own like videos. Like if you record your own
Oh,
videos, you can enhance them using AI features. But it's not like AI in the sense to where it'll do the entire video for you or make a video.
gotcha. So it's a video editing software.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Which yeah, I don't know, man. I'm looking into this AI stuff. Honestly, it's a little bit depressing because I'm looking at like a lot of the content that like I would be watching, and I'll be like, man, dude, how long have I been just watching just AI generated content? You know, just
Yeah, it's kind of scary sometimes.
It is, like the yeah. I don't even want to talk about it because it just reminds me of Skynet and I don't know. It's going to get us into like simulation theory, which that's not what we're going to be talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about. We mentioned it last time. It's something called absurd trolley problems, or is that right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think it's like 20 or 30 different questions, but it's interesting and it just gets you to thinking. So this one is the basic trolley problem. It says, "Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person instead. What do you do?" And so, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with the trolley problem, but the question is, do you take an action and by that action actually cause harm, or do nothing and just let harm happen? You know, uh,
Okay. Is this a video or is this like slides or what? Because I
Uh, this is actually a game. What you do is you click on one of these buttons, and then it'll do a little animation, and then take you to the next question. And at the end, it tells you like gives you some different stats about things that you did.
like your personality
No,
or
not really personality. Just like how many question times did you pull the lever? How many times did you do nothing or whatever? And but to me, some of the questions like helped me clarify different things that I value in my kind of moral framework. And so I just thought it'd be interesting that if you and I kind of went through these questions and just talked about them.
okay. All right. Fair enough here. Fair enough. And to be fair, I like I said, I've heard of the trolley problem before. Just this one variation. I haven't played this game before. I saw some videos on YouTube. They were like 13 minutes long, but I didn't play them. I didn't want to. I didn't want to spoil it. Just in case we do talk about it live, which we are. So, um, that's good on that. So, any of these answers is just gonna be my pure thoughts, just whatever
Yeah,
I'm thinking. I'm not trying to
yeah.
say like I guess I'm
So
trying to use like I didn't or I don't know.
yeah, so kind of the way and like here's what I think about when I'm doing this problem. Or what I think it's asking is, do you do nothing or do you take an action and cause harm? Co- Through your action, you're going to cause harm, even though you're actually minimizing harm. This
Right.
person, this person at the top would not have died if you did nothing. So you are doing something. You're making a choice that is going to kill someone. Do you do that to save more people or not? Is kind of what the question is.
Right. Okay. All right. So I understand the basic rules or instructions here. So let's go ahead and just read this first question. The only problem with this kind of stuff is just I have a real, I guess, defensive mind, and I'll start just asking questions. But let's start off with the first one. You want to go ahead and just read it real quick?
Sure. It says, "Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person instead. What do you do?" So my thoughts are, I like to, my moral, one part of my moral framework is minimize the harm or suffering. And so even though it is me doing an action and it's by that doing that action that one person will uh, perish, I am saving 5 people that would otherwise perish. So for
Okay.
me, I pull the lever.
So then it could also be like, okay, all right. So here's already the issue. Like, who are these are all just civilians? Are they just all random people? Same skill set, same
Uh,
I
you
mean,
know
we
it.
don't we don't we don't know, right?
We don't
So
know. We're
we
making
just
a decision just based on basically for me, I'm making a decision based on the numbers because I don't know anything about these other people.
right. So essentially, I could be saving Hitler, and I could be killing innocent. You know, uh,
You could be killing Gandhi and saving Hitler. That's entirely possible.
yeah. Okay. So all right. So here we go. Yeah. So all right. So this is already where you get into um some things, and then you wonder like, why are these people tied up on the track? Who put these people on the track anyway?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You know
I
what?
mean, to me, it's because what I'm trying to do is clarify. What I found it useful for is clarifying my values. So I just try to take it as at face value. These are just five normal people, one normal person. There's no gotchas unless it's in the question.
Okay, so let's go ahead. I guess I'll pull the lever.
Okay, so we'll pull the lever.
Let's play vanilla.
All right. So oh yeah, I forgot about this. It tells you 73% of people agreed with you, so we're with the majority. And there's 11 million votes. 27% of the people said, "No, I'm not pulling that lever. I'm not going to do something that causes harm.
Right.
I'll do nothing and let that nothing cause harm, but I'm not going to be the one that causes the harm." All right. So next question. All right. Trolley is heading toward five people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other truck, killing four people instead. What do you do?
Um. Well, let's say let's pull the lever.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's talk about it first. So, I mean, like for
Okay.
me, again, it's still a numbers game. You're still saving your one more person is being harmed by by doing nothing. So I'm going to pull the lever. And you agree with that too, or do you have different thinking for why you
Uh,
pull the lever?
right now, essentially, it's a numbers game. If I'm seeing every human is equal, I don't know anything about these people. Like I said, already went over. Like, well, who are these people? It could be Hitler, it could be Gandhi. But right now, we're just right now. The only factor is hey, it wouldn't even be my responsibility, but I could choose to do nothing. But if I knew I was going to save more people, then I would go ahead and try and save more people.
Okay. So we agree on that. I think this one is yeah, we're still with the majority of people, but there's more people that disagree with us now.
Why do you think that the more people do you think more people disagree just because they're playing the game and they want to see what the different stats are, or do you think that the majority of people would do this anyway? Like,
Um,
do you think these? I mean, it's pretty obvious that these percentages can be skewed.
I don't think they're being skewed in any disingenuous way. I think that they're. I
Well,
think
I'm
people.
not saying like I'm in a malicious way, but I'm saying like if I was playing this and I was playing this game, I was like, okay, I see how this works. Maybe I would do okay. Let me do the opposite of what I would do.
Oh,
and see the results there. Let me see what it says about that.
yeah. I don't. I mean, it doesn't really. It doesn't say anything until till the end where gives you some stats on your choices. I don't think people would be doing that. I think most people are just saying, hey, one to save four more people, I'll pull the lever, and to save one more person, I'm not pulling the lever. That's too much to ask me to do to cause harm.
Okay. All right.
All right. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards five people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other truck, but then your life savings will be destroyed. What do you do? So do you
Uh,
sacrifice your
I'd
life
say
savings?
I'd sacrifice of life savings.
Yeah, I would too. It's always a human life. You can't put a number on a human life.
Amen.
And
Yeah, I agree.
and now we're at 58% versus 42%.
Yeah,
So even
I don't buy that percentage, but okay. I think more people would save that person's life. Okay, so now it's getting a little bit. Now we're getting it. Okay,
okay, so now we got Charlie's heading towards five people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
I'm gonna save myself.
You're going to save yourself? Okay.
Yeah.
I've done this in the past, and I pulled the lever myself because it's still a numbers game, even though I'm the one that's the one. It's still
So
a numbers game.
you would you're saying that you would sacrifice yourself in order to save four people.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I'll just play it completely honest.
sure. No, that's to me. It's hey, like I said, it's kind of helped me clarify some of my values. I've said that to me, bodily autonomy in the past, bodily autonomy is my highest value. It's actually going through this game that helped me realize that.
Okay.
It always was, but I didn't know that until I did this, and I was like, well, why did I do that? Because that doesn't fit with what I thought my values were. All right, so the trolley is heading towards five people. You can pull the lever to
Get rid
divert
of
it
the
to.
Mona Lisa. Get
I
rid of.
agree.
Yeah, kind of overrated in my opinion.
I agree, but even if I really cared about the Mona Lisa, it's still not worth a human life.
Okay.
Uh, all right. So now, oh no, trolley's heading towards a rich man. The rich man offers you $500,000 to pull the lever, which would divert the trolley to kill someone else. What do you do?
All right. So let me read this again. This is now. Let's see here. So, oh no, a trolley is heading toward a rich man. The rich man offers you 500K to pull the lever, which would which would kill somebody else who is offering me nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, well, um, I would probably take the 500K if I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
Somebody's going to die regardless.
Yeah. And so for me, this is one time where I did take some meta knowledge, and I kind of thought through this and said, okay, more than likely, this rich person is not being humane. He's making that money off of the by exploiting someone else. That's just how you get rich. You don't get rich by not exploiting people.
That's not true. That is
Uh,
that is absolutely not true. There are plenty. Okay, no. Wait. There are plenty of people that have a ton of money that are rich that have not exploited people. I'm not gonna say that that I don't have any data on these people.
let me
Uh,
let me ask you a question. How do they get rich? They get rich by selling a product or a service. Yeah.
People can have businesses selling products, services. Sure, there's plenty of
Okay.
ways to make money. It doesn't
So
always have to be. It doesn't always have to be nefarious. Like
oh no, I'm not saying I'm saying they're exploiting people. So let me ask you: if he's got $500,000 that he could spare,
Mhm.
could he have sold his services for 10% less?
I have no idea. I have no idea, and I don't think you can even extrapolate. I wasn't expecting math in this. I wasn't
Sure.
expecting math in these questions. So you'd have to
It,
repeat the question. It kind of went over my head.
so if he has $500,000 that he can pay me, could he have sold whatever goods or services he's selling for 10% less or some percent less? He could have sold it for less, where he would not have that $500,000 to spare. So to me, the fact that he has that $500,000 to spare means he's exploited someone.
Okay, I don't see that. I don't. I can't. I don't think that you. I mean, that could be your personal opinion.
Yeah,
You could think people with money are bad people, and they had to have exploited people. I don't see the world in that way. I
sure.
know that there's some cases, sure, some people get rich off exploiting others. Of course, yeah, that happens, but that's not always the case. So at this point, I would pull the lever.
All right, we'll pull the lever. All right, and most people agree with you. All right, now a trolley is heading towards five lobsters. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over a cat instead. What do you do?
I don't like cats.
Okay, for me, it's still a numbers game. It's five.
No, I think you own a cat, don't you?
I do not.
You don't own a cat.
Uh-uh.
Okay, all right.
But
Because
it's still a numbers game. You still got five versus one, and so I pulled the lever as well.
no, actually, this isn't a numbers game on this one. I'm just. What if I wanted to just collect the lobsters and then put them in a pot and uh, eat them, or have a lobster boil?
I
So
mean,
I
sure.
mean,
I mean, yeah, for you, it can. I'm giving you my reason
that,
for pulling. I'm
Okay.
giving you my reason for pulling the lever.
Yeah,
Was
I'm just
it's
saying
still a
this
numbers
isn't
game.
a this one isn't necessarily a numbers game for me. I think I've for some reason I've probably valued the lobsters more than the cat. But go ahead, yeah, I would take the cat out.
Okay. And
Not many people agree with me on that.
no, yeah, we were very much in the minority there.
Sure.
All right. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards five people who are sleeping and won't feel pain. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who is wide awake instead. What do you do? So, like the idea here do you care about the suffering? Because these you can do nothing. Five people will die, but they won't suffer when they die. Or you
Right.
can pull the lever, and this person will suffer.
Okay. So I think that this one goes back to a numbers game because if all life has value, human life has value. I don't know these people. Um, Lucky for this person, a trolley is a quick death. I think getting hit by a trolley is a quick death. So I guess I would save the majority of people. So I would probably pull the lever.
Yeah, I did the same thing. And we're almost 50-50. We're pretty much split on whether we do that. But we are in the slight minority there.
Okay.
All right. We got a trolley is heading towards five people who tied themselves to the track. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person who accidentally tripped onto the track instead. What do you do? And missing mod, yes, that is one of the questions, or one of the things is, if you don't do anything, you're not responsible. That's kind of one of the things that this trolley problem is going through.
Correct. Yeah. I'm very aware of that. You know. I mean, technically, this isn't none of my business. You know, I didn't put the people here. I didn't design this track. I didn't do
Yeah.
anything with this. But I'm just playing the game for the sake of playing the game. It really, I wouldn't base my values on this. I get my values on human life
Oh,
through scripture. But
yeah.
anyway,
I'm not saying I'm based it on this. I'm just saying it clarified. I was like, hey, why did I make that decision? And when I was thinking through that, I was like, oh, my values aren't what I thought they were. They're actually different. It didn't change my values. I want to be clear on that. It just clarified for me what my values were in a way that I hadn't realized before. And
okay.
it's actually this question that did it.
Okay. So then let me read this one again here. So the trolley is heading toward five people who tied themselves to the track. Five people who tied themselves to the track.
Yeah.
Oh, so this would be like those protesters who like super glue their hands and put their hands in cement and every. Um, if I'm gonna put that mask on and just say that if those are um if those were those kind of people, that willing if they willingly put themselves on the track and tie themselves up, then I would save the person who accidentally tripped.
Yep. That's what I did too. And it's because they chose to do this thing and this other person didn't. And so even though for the most part it is a numbers game, it that's them choosing to do it is I'm going to agree with their choice.
Yeah, and again, like you said, you say it's a numbers game. I don't see it as a number game anymore. I see this as like a consequential, There's an action versus somebody. If they wanted to get hit by the trolley train, that's fine, But
Yeah.
they did
Yeah,
it to themselves.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by bodily autonomy. If
Hmm.
you choose to harm yourself and it's not harming anyone else, that's none of my business. You can choose to harm yourself. I'm not going to get involved.
Sure.
All right. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards five people. The lever just speeds up the trolley, which might make it less painful. What do you do?
Uh, a trolley is heading toward five people. The lever just speeds up the trolley, which might make it less painful. So I can't even save the other person because
No.
does it divert the track? Does it divert the
Nope.
track?
Nope. The only thing it does is make it faster. It's still these five people are smoked no matter what.
Pull the lever.
Okay. I don't I don't remember if I pulled the lever or not because it's to me it's kind of not even an issue.
Yeah, I
Eh,
don't. I mean, it is. They're called absurd questions for a reason. I mean, these questions are just absurd. So
yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh no, a trolley car is heading towards one guy. You can pull the lever to divert it to the.
I'll save the person.
Did you read the read it?
Yeah, for the Amazon, but an Amazon package will be late. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yep. Me too.
No, I don't
It's
remember.
it's
By
interesting to
the way.
me that 22% of the people disagreed. Now I think that might be them just playing around because that's such a silly question. All right. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards your best friend. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing five strangers instead. What do you do?
Hmm. I would probably. Hmm, I don't know. I don't have a best friend anymore. Well, I have best friends, but I think I would. I think I would save my best friend.
All right. So
I'd pull the lever.
okay. For me, it's still a numbers game. I did
You
nothing.
you would kill your best friend?
Well, I mean, it's still a numbers game. I'm still. I mean, all five of those people were someone else's best friends. So, yeah. But more people agreed with you and disagreed with me.
I hope your best friend doesn't see this.
Well, I mean, like I said, to me, I'm pretty like analytical, and to me, it's still numbers. All right. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards five people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person instead. At least that's what you think is happening. You forgot your glasses and can't see that well.
I was
What do
gonna
you do?
say, but I'm blind.
Yeah.
I can't see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. The trolley is heading toward five people. You can pull the lever. You forgot your glasses and you can't see well. I mean, uh, so I guess this would just be the numbers game. I guess I'd probably take you know I would if that's my best friend up there and I couldn't
Well,
recognize him. Sorry, bro, but I just couldn't see. And
yeah.
who knows if those people are those if it depends on how bad your vision is. Maybe those people down there aren't even real people. So
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, to
uh,
me, yeah, to me that's the issue. With this one, I kind of think what I thought through is, I don't have perfect information and I can't say that it's really five people or one person. It could be nothing on either track. I can't
mhm.
tell. And so I'm going to do nothing myself. But you're going to pull the lever?
Yeah, because I think that would minimize it because I mean that would suck if it would just be like you kill one person and then there's just
And it's like trash on the trail. Yeah, I know.
exactly
Exactly.
exactly
That's what I'm
so
saying. So I cannot tell what's actually on the either track. So I'm going to do nothing is where I ended up. But which
I
one do you
think
choose?
I think I would pull the lever.
Okay.
Maybe you're drunk and see more than there it is. With me, it would be highly possible.
All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, we've got oh no, a trolley is heading towards one of your first cousins. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing three of your second cousins instead. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I would. This would be number game.
So do
So
nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I went with, and we were in the majority there.
I mean, I can't tell too much of a difference between my first cousin and like my second and third cousins.
Yeah,
Like
well, you have a bunch of a big family, don't you?
I have a fairly close family, so it's like
Yeah,
my first and second cousins. They besides, usually my first cousins are older and my second cousins are younger, so it'd be
sure.
like, yeah, So
All right.
missing mod makes a good point. The guy in the top, he does have a top hat.
Yeah, I mean, you got to save the top hat.
Exactly.
In
So
fact, maybe we should have pulled the lever and then we could have the top hat because it'd still be there.
yeah, but I think my cousin would be like, "Man, take my top hat in my in my gratitude."
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you might get the top hat and still have that cousin.
Exactly. I just care for my cousin. Okay, so then the
All right.
baby Hitler. Okay, all right.
Oh no, a trolley is heading towards five elderly people. You can pull the lever to divert the other track running over a baby instead. What do you do?
Hmm. I would probably do nothing. I would probably do nothing in this case.
Yeah, I chose the same thing because to me a baby has, you
So
know,
a lot of
60, 70.
potential.
Yeah, a lot of potential.
Plus,
And
I mean, old people. A lot of old people would probably want me to. I mean, look, I'm at a point in life where it's like, dude, if I get to a certain age, like, just take me out to the prairie and put me out of my misery, okay? So I, I guess I'm gonna put myself in that in those shoes. But then
yeah,
again, I mean, I see some healthy young people. I look at Kent Hovind. Kent Hovind is like 76 or 75 or something like that. Very
yeah.
stout, but
Well, well, to me,
for that
it
age,
it came down to okay, how many years do these elderly people probably have, and how does
left,
that left, even added up compared to what the baby probably has
right.
left as well. And to me, I'd say the baby probably has more years than all five of those elderly people. At least that
Hmm.
was my logic for doing nothing.
And I would say, as a Christian, children's life has innately more value. I think that goes along with a lot of society. Women and children first. Like whenever
Yeah.
stuff hits the fan. So yeah, I would probably do nothing in this case.
BBM, we're on question 15. And it's five elderly people versus one baby. All right, so we'll do nothing. And we're in the majority again by a pretty significant margin, too. All right. Oh no, a trolley is barreling towards five identical clones of you. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
Oh hell no! I don't. Nah, people making clones of me, please. There can only be one of me. So what do you mean by clones? Okay, what is this clones? Okay, all right, now we're getting this has been a little bit
It,
absurd, but
yeah,
who's
they're
making
identical clones. So as of this moment, they are exactly like you. Going forward, they won't be. They'll have
were they
different experiences.
they'd be dead? Oh wait
Well, I
wait
mean,
wait.
I mean, if
You
they if
talking
they
about if
if
they
they
live?
survived, if you chose to sacrifice yourself, they would have all your experiences up till now, and then have different. All have five different experiences going forward.
Oh wait, and I'm gonna be saving myself.
I mean, in a way, yeah, but you.
Oh no, I'll save myself. If they're clones, they could go ahead and make more clones. Go ahead.
So do not
Yeah,
pull the
no,
lever.
I'll save myself. Yeah,
Okay, I'm a little confused. Do you say pull the lever or do nothing?
do nothing. I'd save myself. I'd save myself.
Okay, I think I probably went with the numbers game and pulled the lever.
Nah, if they're out here making clothes, whoever's making clothes of me is a devious person. All right, I'm already
Sure,
mischievous as it is. You know they're being a menace to society at that point. I'm doing the world a favor.
sure. All right. Oh no, a trolley pro is heading towards a mystery box with a 50% chance of containing two people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other truck, hitting a mystery box with a 10% chance of 10 people instead. What do you do?
50%. Let me read it again. Okay, so
Sure.
the trolley is heading toward a mystery box with a 50% chance of containing two people. You could pull the lever. Okay, so 50% chance of it having two people. So could the other 50% be like it has more people or it has no people? Like
I believe the implication is either it has the number of people in the question or zero people.
okay, so we're gonna go with zero people. Let's see. So 50% chance. Again with the math. Okay, yeah, let's see. Hitting a 10%. So a 50-50 chance that um I would probably do. I would do nothing in this case. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I wouldn't do
I
nothing.
I chose the same thing for the reason that the statistics. That's a good question, BBM. I don't think so. To me, the statistics work out the same. You have the same amount chance of killing the same number of people. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything to cause harm. If if no matter what I do, it's going to cause statistically the same amount of harm.
Right.
But interestingly, 58% of people would do the 10% chance to kill 10 people.
Yeah, in the minority on this one.
Yep. All right. A trolley is heading towards five sentient robots. You can
Yeah,
pull the
kill the
lever.
robots.
Okay. I can't remember what I did on this one. I probably considered robots just
Yeah.
as beings as people.
Sentient. Wait. So do you think that? Well, what would you do in this one? What would you do?
I think I would probably pull the lever because they're sentient. So
So sentient. So they just have. Okay. So they did. They have. What does sentient mean to you?
um means they have they're conscious, but it's not just conscious because it's more than conscious. They have the ability to reason, basically. I believe is what sentience is.
But they're still robots. So you're gonna take organic human life, and you think that you would save the sentient robots just because they were sentient.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a a a self is just
I
as
don't,
important. There's no kind of self that's less important.
I don't think the Terminator had sentience.
Uh, I don't know that was a movie, and
You know, we're getting closer and closer to that reality. You guys need to wake up, okay? I'm not. I wish I was joking as much as it is a joke, but we are getting close to there. So yeah, no, I would take out the robots. We could build new ones. I mean, their sentience, whatever their sentience would just be artificial anyway. Still, so yeah, I would save the human being because the human being has a soul and it has a spirit, and I don't think a robot could ever have a spirit. It could have maybe some knowledge of itself, but not never a spirit.
okay. All right, let's see what level 19 is. All right. Oh, this one is good. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards three empty trolleys worth $900,000. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting one empty trolley worth 300,000 instead. What do you do? So in this case, no one's getting hurt. It's just how much
Fight.
economic damage do you cause
Okay, so
or allow to happen?
oh no, trolley's heading toward three empty trolleys worth 900 grand. Where you pull the lever. Uh, I would minimize the damage, so I would pull the lever.
Yeah, I kind of think I did that one too, but I can't remember for sure. But we're definitely in the majority there too. All right. Oh no, a trolley is releasing 100 kilograms of CO2 per year, which will kill 5 people over 30 years. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting a brick wall and decommissioning the trolley. What do you do?
Bro, I wouldn't do anything. I don't give a damn about no carbon emissions. Get that out of my face, bro. Like,
Okay, I mean, so whether you agree with the carbon CO2 thing or not, it is saying it will kill 5 people over 30 years. So I think I probably did pull the lever, but we'll do nothing.
yeah, nah, that's a lie. Wait,
Sure.
did the trolley have people in it?
No. I mean, like I say, I take nothing out of. I try not to add anything to the question. So if the question says 5 people are going to be killed over the next 30 years, I take
Okay.
that to be the case. But I don't. No one's in the trolley because it doesn't say the question doesn't say there's anyone in the trolley.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done any. I would still would do nothing. People would die in that many years anyway.
Sure. All right. Oh no, you're a reincarnated being who will eventually be reincarnated as every person in this classic trolley problem. What do you do?
All right, let me double read this. Okay, so you're reincarnated. Uh, I was stargazing. Being who?
So essentially, what's going to happen is, uh, whatever happens is going to happen to you all at least 6 times because there's 6 people on here.
Okay, okay, but who will eventually be reincarnated as every person in the classic trolley problem. What do you do? I don't. This question is confusing. I would pull the lever.
I did the same thing because then I'm only facing that I'm only getting hit by a trolley once instead of 5 times. Okay, let's see. We've got harmless prank. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards nothing, but you kind of want to prank the trolley driver. What do you do?
Well, if I kind of want to just prank the trolley driver. No, I wouldn't. I mean, this is. I mean, this is again absurd because it's like, yeah, do I want to? I mean, it's already made the assumption that I kind of want to. So if I kind of want, I mean, I personally would do nothing. See,
Okay, we'll go with that.
yeah, we'll do nothing. We'll do nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna overthink some of these for sure.
Oh yeah, that I mean yeah, that is one thing this is prone to. I pulled the lever just because it's hilarious. All right, and most people wanted to prank the trolley driver too. All right. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards a good citizen. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who litters instead. What do you do?
Good citizen versus somebody who litters.
Yeah.
Hmm. I guess I would pull the lever.
Okay. I can't remember what I did. I probably did nothing on this one because one life is not as any more valuable, and I'm not going to take an action to choose one life over another.
Yeah, but your inaction is still an action here. Wait a minute. Your
Well,
inaction still caused a life to be taken.
yes, but I didn't actively do anything. So, all right. Oh no, due to a construction area, the trolley is stuck in an eternal loop. If you pull the lever, the trolley will explode. And if you don't, the trolley and its passengers will go in circles for eternity. What do you do?
Okay, new dude. Let me read this. I got distracted off something. Let me do this real quick. Let me see. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier. Okay. So, okay. Oh no! Due to a construction error, a trolley is stuck in an eternal loop. If you pull the lever, the trolley will explode, and if you don't, okay. So, I would. in this, is it just me or does the text feel like it's like moving?
Uh,
Look
I
at
don't think.
look at the texts.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, all right. I was like I haven't drinking yet, but I might get a drink soon. But I'm like, I wonder if that's an optical illusion with the little thing moving. Let me see if I cover up that. Yeah, I think explode is
Yeah,
move.
the words are moving around.
Okay. Um, I would do nothing, right? That would cause it to just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the people can find out how to get out eventually. So,
No, I mean it's saying they're going to be in there for eternity.
oh
Uh,
well, I mean, yeah, I'd still do nothing.
Okay. All right. So you're in the minority there. I chose to explode it because there's nothing about eternity that sounds good to me. Okay. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards your worst enemy. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley and save them, or you can do nothing and no one will ever know. What do you do?
I would save them.
Yep, I did the same.
I'm my own worst enemy,
Oh, so you're on the track then.
pretty much.
All right. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards a person that will lower their lifespan by 50 years, or you can pull the lever and divert the trolley and lower the lifespan of 5 people by 10 years each instead. What do you do?
Oh no, Trolley. Okay, so if I kill the one person, let's see.
Well, it doesn't kill them, it just lowers their lifespan.
Oh, so the trolley won't kill them?
Right. It doesn't kill them, it just lowers their lifespan by 50 years.
All right, then let me let me reread this. Okay. All right, so let's see. A trolley is heading toward a person and will lower their lifespan by 50 years. Lower their lifespan. So it'll take 50 years off the person on the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
And it'll take a total of 50 years, but only 10 years off of the top five.
I guess I would pull the lever in this case.
Yeah,
And let
I'm
me
per-
I will give my reasoning. What's your reasoning?
well, my reasoning was that the last 10 years of your life are probably the worst 10 years, and losing 50, 40 more years than that is probably more harmful.
Right.
So,
So
so,
like if that person
so
was 60 and you took off 50 years of their life, I mean, eventually they're going to be in a vegetable state. So,
I mean, yeah, I mean, the number of years is the equal, but I don't think they're qualitatively the same. So
mhm.
I would take the 10 years off.
Right. I think so. Wait, what?
They didn't get spotted. They don't die. It just
Okay.
takes 10 years off of the end of their life.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we're in the majority there. All right. This one is also interesting. So,
Into the
oh
portal.
no, a trolley is heading towards 5 people. If you pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sending the trolley into the future to kill 5 people 100 years from now, what do you do? So you're going to kill five people are going to die either way. Do you kill 5 people today or 5 people in 100 years?
Okay, so oh no, trolley is heading toward 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sending the trolley into the future to kill 5 people 100 years from now. I won't be alive when that happens, but I'll still be taking 5 people's lives. Let's see. Um, I would probably send. I would probably send it to the portal.
Okay. For myself, I went through and said I don't know what these 5 people are like. I don't know what the 5 people in 100 years are going to be like. But the numbers are the same, and I'm not going to make a decision. I'm not going to perform an action that causes the harm. So I did nothing.
Well, yeah. I mean, a, you're not going to be alive whenever that happens,
Sure.
and b, you're five people would have to die regardless, or four people, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, five people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah. Send it to the future.
Okay. All right. Trolley problem is playing out before you. Do you have a choice in this situation, or has everything been predetermined since the universe began?
Oh, this is something for Christian. This is something that you need to ask Christian Pike, or predestined, or preterist, and Calvinist. Let me see. A problem is okay. A trolley problem is playing out before you. Do you actually have a choice in this situation, or has everything been? No, I have a. I have a choice. I have a choice. I've been making the choices.
Okay. I can't remember what I said on that one. All right, so here we go. You've solved philosophy. Your
Oh,
kill
yeah.
count is 58. So that's the absurd trolley problems. I just thought it'd be a fun game for us to go through.
Okay. So, so what made you kind of do what kind of made you want to do this, or why was this would you, yeah, I would call it like an experiment or social test or whatever, like why did you feel like you had to do this or wanted to do this to like test your morality or something, or was it just for fun, or
It was just for fun. I'd come across and I was like, oh, that seems like an interesting thing to just spend 10-15 minutes on, and let's just see what this does. And I was just surprised when I made choices that I was like, well, that doesn't seem like the choice I thought I would make. Why did I make that choice?
I was surprised by some of the choices that you'd make.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I know this one, we're not going to be best friends anytime soon.
well, that's that's probably for the best.
Yeah, sure. Because yeah, you'd sacrifice me for some five random strangers. You
Hey,
don't know if they were murderers.
yeah, I mean, I'd sacrifice myself for the same five strangers too. So,
Look at the self righteousness on this one, huh?
well, I'm just
The,
to me, it's a numbers game.
don't be so. So yeah, so it's just numbers to you.
Yeah,
You feel like every life is equal.
yeah.
Okay, so
But like I said, bodily autonomy trumps that.
right. I see where you're trying to go with the bodily autonomy, and I don't want. We don't have to talk about the whole abortion thing because, of course, that's kind of where this leads to here. But yeah,
Yeah,
that bodily autonomy, I don't think you're really considering the child whenever we're talking about bodily autonomy as much as you think. But
can I ask? Can you? I can go into that. I there's a couple of reasons I think you are what things you're misunderstanding. If you want to go into that.
okay, sure,
So in my analogy of a person who has a kidney and a person who needs a kidney, can the person who needs a kidney force the person who has the kidney to give that kidney up?
no,
In that analogy, you say that doesn't work because there's a third party. So
yes.
can you draw the lines between the person who has the kidney and the person who needs the kidney to the pregnancy situation?
Um, yeah, the kidney isn't another life.
Okay. So that's not the analogy.
Okay,
The person who has the kidney is the mother. Okay? Because and the person who needs the kidney is the baby, and the kidney is the womb.
No, this is getting
No,
into absurd pregnancy problems now.
no. That is the analogy right there. That is the analogy I'm drawing. Can the child force the mother to give her its womb?
The child can't force anything. Child can't force anything.
Does the child have the legal right to have that mother's womb against the mother's will? Is the question.
Um, Technically, no, no.
Okay, that's my argument. The child does not have the right to the mother's womb if the mother says no, and that's my argument right there. That's it.
Right,
And
but
it's the same thing. I don't have the right to your kidney against your will.
yeah,
So
but I mean,
I'm not equating the baby with an organ, and I'm not ignoring the babies as a third party. There is only two parties, and I'm just not making the equivocacies that you are saying I am.
right. I don't know. I don't agree. I don't agree with the comparison. I think, like I said, it's apples and oranges. It's just light. It's an innocent life, and like I said, I value child's life more than others. So it's kind of like the would you go back? I don't know. I think there was a scene in Deadpool, or I think it was like
Where he wanted to kill baby Hitler.
right,
Yeah,
and so it's like.
yeah.
What if
That's a
he was successful, and then he's like, this is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah. I don't know if I had the ability to. I don't know that I could go back and kill Hitler because part of that was socio-political. Like I'm not entirely certain that if Hitler were out of the picture, the same thing wouldn't have happened because there was a lot of that was going around at the time anyway. Hitler just happened to be the person that like that led it in our reality. But if Hitler weren't there, I think probably someone else would have done the same thing.
Well, let me ask you this. So, I think that's a pretty funny one. It's like if you could go back in time to kill Hitler, would you? Okay, let's say if you could go back in time and you 100% without a doubt it would play out exactly how it if Hitler lives, it's gonna play out exactly how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Hitler would perform the atrocities that happened in
If I leave it, let me say, if I left it to go, the Holocaust happens, right?
yes.
Okay, and if I, what's the alternative?
Then the Holocaust wouldn't happen.
Okay, if I was guaranteed that the Holocaust would not happen, I would definitely kill baby Hitler.
Yeah. Okay. For you. I mean, again, like I said, I don't think you. I don't. You already admitted that killing babies isn't too big of a problem for you, but I mean, I if you had the knowledge and everything like that,
So, so
so
for me,
if you go ahead.
my values are bodily autonomy. I want to maintain bodily autonomy, and then I want to minimize suffering and maximize well-being. And so, whatever does that is what I want to do. And if I'm guaranteed that the Holocaust does not happen by killing one person, I'm guaranteed that that doesn't happen. That's minimizing the suffering by a long shot.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be fair. If you ask me, I think I would have a kind of a Deadpool moment where I'd be like, "Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
this is a much harder decision than it's pointed out to be." It's
yeah,
like,
for sure. I'm not saying that I would like if I were actually in that situation that I could actually pull that trigger. I'm telling you what my values are, you know,
hmm
and whether when you are actually in a situation, your values do play a factor, but they're not the only factor. There's other things that play factors, and so like what my values are may not be, I may not always act on my values, but that doesn't make them not my values. It just means
Right.
I'm sometimes not consistent with my values.
Sure, not consistent. Not consistent. Humans tend to have that issue.
Yeah.
Sometimes some more than others. Interesting. Like scenarios and stuff like that. Thank God I don't have to base my or have to even think so much about those kind of, because some of those questions like I didn't even have to think twice about, but you know, uh,
Yeah. And
yeah,
that's why I
but
like it. There's some of those. Oh yeah, that's a no brainer. But then some of them are like, wait a minute. Well, what do I think about this?
mhm. I found it peculiar that you would. By the way, let me after this, I'll go ahead and just do a shout out to some of the comments here. I'm not sure who AMR is. Maybe that it says paired, so maybe that's somebody from your channel.
I don't know who AMR is, but
And he says, "Hello, brother. I don't see you as a hello, brother, kind of uh person." So I'm not sure who this person is, AMR, but hello. And the reason I say that is because as a Christian, it makes sense for people to call each other brother because we're all one large family. Everybody is related in some sort of way, and that's increased more whenever you come into the family of Christianity. Once you become part of that family, once you're grafted in to that family, then you're essentially adopted.
yeah,
So Christians generally say hello, brother. I'm not sure how many people you hang out with or have friends with. I don't know. Do
I
you ever do you tell people like what's up, brother, or hello, brother, or greetings, brother? Is that something
not
that you
not
say?
not typically.
No.
I might say hello, hey man, or something like that. I don't. Brother would not be in my vernacular.
Yeah, that's why I said. It's like you said. The comment, it says that it is a paired comment. So
Yeah, I did set that up when I was coming in here and asked me to set that up. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a possible thing.
yeah,
So
no, I got copyright strike for that. Yeah, so careful. Don't worry, I won't do that to you though. Um, It's there for a reason. Um, let's see. Missing mod. I said hello. We should have had the audience play a little bit, but they kind of joined in late. So
sure. Well, and it's hard to do that because there's a delay there too.
right. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. But if anybody did stick around and watch the whole thing, I would be interested to see what they learned, or maybe we could try this again. I think there's a lot of different variations on the trolley problem.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. There's some like in philosophy class, and then this one like it's called absurd trolley problems because it does take it to absurd levels.
Yeah. Uh, while we're here, like just out of because this is probably going to be a short episode. I mean, I could play this debate that Ken Hovind had, but then that'd be like a whole other hour. Um, what gives a person value in your life? Like, am
Um,
I more valuable than anyone in your family? Or do we hold the same value, or do I? And am I as valuable as your neighbor?
I would say yeah,
I'd say yeah. Why so?
because you're a person.
Okay. So human life has inherent value to you.
I'd say life does, not just human life, but yeah, I would probably value human life over most other forms of life, but it'd have to be you'd have to give me like a specific situation before I could say that for sure.
Harambe.
I don't know who that is.
Oh man, how do you not know who Harambe? You get all my other memes, yet you don't know like one of the biggest meme. Well, not even memes.
I don't think
One
I'm sure. I don't think I've gotten any memes from you. I just see you pop up saying you're live streaming sometimes.
No, I think I've mentioned like some memes and like sometimes it just goes over people's heads, but then I see you type in a response and it'd be like, oh, okay, Phantom gets it. Phantom understands what he said. At least I thought you did. Maybe you didn't, but you've it seemed to me like you understood some of my meme comedy.
Oh, I mean, maybe I do. I just don't know what this is.
Yeah, Harambe was a gorilla. Like, there was a kid who fell or jumped into like a gorilla enclosure, and they had to kill the gorilla to save the child.
To save the child, they had to kill the gorilla.
Yeah,
Or okay, to save the child, they had to kill the gorilla. Just knowing nothing other than that, I would say that was probably the right thing to do.
that's crazy. You know, you're not familiar with Harambe. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a short.
I'd have to know like uh, there might be some more nuances in like why they had to kill the gorilla that I would might change my answer, but knowing nothing more than what you just said, I would say that saving the child, if that required killing the gorilla, I would agree with that.
Sure, because I would think that you would value the life of a human child over the life of a full grown gorilla. Yes? No?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I value human life. Like I said, I probably value human life over others. I'm a human, and so I prefer human life.
Yet you prefer robots though if they have sentience.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was,
That's gonna
but
take
that
me
was a
that's gonna take me a minute to kind of understand that one.
so it's they were. I took sentience to mean that they were persons, and it was five persons versus one. And like I said, we're talking about values. We're talking about a real situation, and so like my values, like I said, I'm sometimes inconsistent with my values.
Right. So gorillas are cool animals, right?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
so.
But I wouldn't say they're more valuable than a human, and I wouldn't call them distant relatives either. They're not even close. But let's see. So this is just 40 seconds. Hopefully, I don't get copyright strike. Let me lower down the music. Was it a black baby that fell in? Can't tell.
Oh, it looks like it.
So they said Harambe did not attack. Harambe didn't attack the child. Hold on. Let me read some of these real quick. Hold on. Wait. I gotta read this. Harambe was killed when a child fell into his enclosure. But people are still trying to understand what happened in his last moments. Okay. All right. Harambe did not attack the child. He's just whipping him around like a rag doll through the water, though.
Well, that's some of that. Like that could be he doesn't recognize how frail the child is
It's
because
a
he doesn't.
gorilla.
Yeah, but for all I know, that could be how an adult gorilla would play with a baby gorilla, and he just looks
Right.
like looks at this child as a baby gorilla. You
But
know, I mean,
it's not a baby gorilla, though. I mean, come on. That's going to harm a child. I mean,
I'm not saying it won't harm the child.
I know.
I'm
But
saying I don't.
you're
I
saying
wouldn't call.
this is how the gorilla perceives the child as another monkey, and
Well,
the gorilla would think that the little baby monkey, could handle that kind of,
what
force. You know,
what I'm saying is that wasn't an attack because because if that gorilla was trying to attack that baby's dead in 5 seconds or
yeah,
less. So
yeah.
that wasn't an attack. Whatever it wasn't an attack. That's
I
all I
don't
was
know if
saying.
we could. I don't know if we could say that. I don't know if we
Uh,
could say that
a,
was
a, a gorilla could kill you in 5 seconds. That little baby is dead.
right.
As soon as that gorilla tries to attack, that baby is in pieces. That's
Yeah,
just how that's just how strong gorillas are.
but gorillas can also play with their prey too. So, and
Sure,
gorillas are extremely territorial. So they have
sure,
no problem taking out another baby gorilla. So this
sure.
could,
And
I
and so
mean,
maybe he's playing with the child before he attacks. But right,
right,
nothing he's done they've shown on screen right now is an attack. That's all I'm saying.
interesting. Okay,
It actually seems like he's trying to take care of the baby to me.
and he's probably like, oh, I've seen you creatures before throwing a whole bunch of stuff in my enclosure. I got you now. Let me get a better sniff on you.
I don't know. It does seem like he's trying to take care of the child, keep it corralled and whatever.
Right.
It's not an attack that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean I disagree with the killing of the gorilla to get the child back, because
Hmm.
that may not be possible to get it back without killing the gorilla. But I do agree with the idea that it hadn't attacked the child yet.
Okay. But using your knowledge of gorillas and how they behave just in nature, do you think that, eventually this child would have either been attacked eventually? Or are you going to say that there's no way that I could tell?
I wouldn't know. I could see a whole bunch of scenarios that could end in the child's death, and not even from
Any scenarios right here would end in the child's death. If you just left the gorilla with the child, every scenario would lead with the
right.
child's.
That's what I'm saying. I could see some scenarios where the gorilla doesn't turn hostile and the child still die. I mean, the gorilla is dragging the child around in the water, and I
Yeah,
think he was just trying to be playful and all. He was just trying to play with the child, but that could have killed the child.
this ain't
Gorillas gorillas are used to playing with gorillas. Human children are much more frail and can just break in half when a gorilla would not.
correct. Yeah, yeah. This ain't Tarzan. Okay, even this ain't Tarzan. So even if the gorilla try to raise a child, eventually the child would probably die of starvation and just die because a gorilla just wouldn't be able to take. I don't care how many bananas there is. I don't think a gorilla could take care of a child. I
Yeah.
think that's a reasonable human thought process. Correct.
I mean, I don't know that I would say a gorilla couldn't take care of a child. I would say that the gorilla is going to be rougher with a child and all. Whether
Come
they
on.
could keep them fed is a different story altogether.
Oh,
I'm
every
I'm not saying that they could. I wouldn't know. I'm just saying uh, gorillas are. I mean, a gorilla being able to lift 3 or 4 times what a human can, the strongest human can lift, is a common occurrence. They're just that much. They're way stronger than humans. They're built differently. They could not. A human just can't compete with them in the things that they would be able to handle versus what a human could handle.
what
As far
about
as
what about Mike Tyson?
nope, Mike Tyson is dead in seconds
Think
if a
so?
gorilla decides to to take be aggressive. There is not a human on earth that isn't just destroyed by a gorilla.
Okay.
In a physical now, like if you have guns or
No, I
that kind
mean,
of stuff.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just putting in silly scenarios.
Sure.
Blaster Master, should I let him in? Did you and Blaster Master have a show not too long ago?
No, I don't think so. I don't do very many shows.
No, I think I saw Blaster Master. Yeah, Blaster Master. If you stick around, pretty much everything I say is gonna be a hot take eventually. But hello,
What's up, dude?
how's it going, Blaster?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing good. Just going off some trolley problems and my friend Phantom here, which is not my best friend. Let me make that very clear. He's definitely not my
Yeah.
best friend. My
Well,
acquaintance, if I must say.
Phantom,
Uh,
Phantom, and I made friends the other day on Discord. So
Oh yeah.
okay. Well, if he ever says, "Hey, let's go check out the trains," I would, maybe,
Dude, I live near trains too, so
yeah. And if he has one of those like curly mustaches, like
mhm.
yeah, and a cape and a little
I'm
top
good.
hat, I
I
would
think
say,
by the end of the winter, I should be able to have like a curly mustache. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Do you
I've
think
been,
I should grow it?
I don't know, man.
Because they
I'd
look
say,
pretty
I'd say,
good as long as it's thick, right? As long as it's thick enough, it looks good, right?
let me have a look at you here real quick. Hold on, wait. Let me have a better
You're
look.
like, how pretty are you?
Let's see. Ooh, with that face, yeah, grow an entire beard, bro, dude. Grow a beard. As a
Mhm.
matter of fact, put some hair growth oil all over the eyebrows. I think if we had you, like, I would like the same aesthetic with you and like Mr. Is it Mr. It? Is it from the Adams family? The thing is
I
just
used to have like a big, like, kind of like afro thing, you know?
cultural appropriation, much, huh?
Well, what do you call it? It's not appropriation when your hair grows that way naturally, is it?
Yeah, you
Call it
naturally
the
have.
Jew fro, I guess. I'm not Jewish, but that's what you can call it if you're a white person, I
Oh, now
guess.
you're religious appropriating too. Hey, you're just taking over everything. You're just a
Yeah,
colonizer.
dude. I
Bro.
don't care. Oh, look, I'm wearing a Mexican shirt,
You're a
Mexico soccer shirt.
oh,
Like,
what kind of beer is that? I
this
mean,
is a rogue dead guy from Eugene, Oregon.
okay,
It's kind of cool.
yeah,
Cool dude with a
death.
beer there, a mummy.
Mm-hmm.
It's good beer.
Very interesting.
Hey,
But
just
yeah,
out of curiosity, Lester, are you from Oklahoma?
Me?
Yeah.
No, no, no. I'm from North Idaho
Okay.
originally.
You look like a guy that I used to work with.
Right
Like
on.
like exactly like I was like, oh my God, is that the
Please slide this over so I'm not staring off to the side. That's cool. No, yeah. My family's from Montana. I live in Arizona now, though.
okay.
okay. So I'll ask you what you feel. What are my hot takes here? Honestly,
I
I,
don't know.
I
I wasn't listening. I was just giving you a
yeah,
hard time.
I would have
You know that.
I would have a lot of my takes would be considered hard takes in this world that we're living in now.
Hot takes. Yeah,
Hot takes, hard takes, yeah.
I think so.
Crazy Christian, crazy conservative Christian says the Bible's the word of God. Hot take. Hot
I
take here.
think you're a nice enough fellow, you know? Like, I don't dislike you.
Right. I mean, I wish I could say the same about you, but I mean,
You
I love you, but I don't like you that much.
just got to get to know me better. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that's the case for most things. Sometimes I've gotten to know people, and it made my perception a little bit worse. But
I'm a
that
very
goes along with all.
honest person. I'm a hard worker. I grew up as a farm boy. I married the farmer's daughter.
Oh,
Lived in Asia for a couple of years.
Asia.
Yep, study martial arts over there.
Okay,
Yep.
So let me
that's
ask you,
that's cool.
Hmm?
could you take on a gorilla?
Fuck no. Dude,
Uh,
girl
well,
comes near me. I'm looking down at the ground, not making eye contact, not grunting, not making sure I don't cough or anything. You know,
so this baby right here in this picture, he's already making mistakes. This baby,
yeah,
this
yeah. You
baby's
should
or
not
this.
look at the gorilla in the eyes. That's the first mistake.
All right, so yeah, this baby needs some survival lessons. Okay.
Yeah. It, like in Asia, when you look at like other men directly in the eye, it's considered like a threat. Even if you're like walking down the street, you just don't do it.
That
It's weird.
sounds like a perfect place for me because dude, I have ADHD and making eye
Oh,
contact. So I
oh,
hate
but
making eye
bro,
contact.
there's a flip side to this though. They'll also just walk up to you and start holding your hand while you're walking down the street
No,
and want to talk to you.
I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm sorry. You can't take that.
It's
We can't.
not, no, it's nothing
No.
sexual.
Uh,
No, they just do it out of,
holding hands always leads to the next. You know what?
no, it doesn't. No.
I'm
What are you?
just joking.
Really?
I'm just
Every time you've
joking
held
with my
hands, you've gone all the way.
It was weird.
That's amazing.
every single time.
Every single time. He's like, I only touch my own hand.
Yeah. Yeah. There's been some awkward things with some cousins and some family reunion. We have a
Uh-oh.
strict. We have a strict
Hey,
TMI, TMI.
Lupin, if we
no
ever
hand
meet,
holding.
if we ever meet in person, I'm going to bump elbows, maybe
Yeah,
fist bump. We're
shoulder
not
bump.
shaking hands.
You could just like do the cone head thing, or you just like hit each other's head, just like knock, just dunk. So yeah, no, I was just surprised. Phantoms never heard of Harambe before, and it'd be
It was
we were
pretty
talking.
wild when that shit happened, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were talking about morality right here, and just how do you value human life and everything like that. And he picked a very interesting one. I'm not sure if you caught it before, but the one interesting one that really had me like. Well, actually, he had two. He had two that really kind of threw me for a loop here. He would sacrifice uh, a person's life over five robots that had sentience.
What level is sentience?
That's what I also asked that. Yeah,
I'm
That's
like,
all.
are they?
It just says sentience.
Yeah, I mean, my dog's sentient. I don't know if I'd value my dog's life over a human life.
Well, I took it to mean they had personhood.
I love my dog. Don't get me wrong, right?
Sure. I took it
Like,
to mean I took because sentience is one of those ill-defined terms
right. I
in
know,
the
but that's the
vernacular.
problem with these silly arguments. I like to go with the like speciest, like
Hmm.
yeah, it's okay, whatever. We're just defending ourselves, right?
Yeah.
It's fine.
right. It just that was peculiar, and then also that he would sacrifice. I forgot how many people he would
It was five.
sacrifice his best friend for five people, five
It would be
strangers.
again. It would depend on the people.
Yeah,
Well, you're not
we didn't
giving
have that. We didn't have that information.
you're
Like
not giving any.
my best friend is very valuable. He's like a super intelligent guy that's like a scientist, right? And he does like a lot of good research. And I would think that his brain is more valuable than five people put together, average
Right.
people.
So I mean, we could be talking about five. We could be talking about five oncologists. Cancer people, or five. Or we could be talking. It could be Stalin, Hitler, Mao Zedong,
Or a genius, or it could be Einstein. Is
and Einstein.
Einstein's brain worth sacrifice? How many people would it be worth to sacrifice Einstein?
Yeah.
That's a hard question, right?
Is your
That's a
best
really hard question because I don't know.
is your best friend's life more valuable than Einstein's?
To me, it would be, but that's
Yeah.
only because I'm best friends with my friend and I don't value Einstein like that. If hypothetically, if Einstein was alive, yeah, you know,
Yeah. This isn't to get like. I mean, those
no, it's good. I like
those
hypotheticals. I
yeah,
think it's a good
those
extra brain exercises are good.
those were just some interesting ones because as a Christian, I believe that every life has value, and you know everyone is valuable, and you got to make some choices here. And we have limited information, so you just have to
Mm.
answer it the best that you can. You know, it's not saying that Phantom's a bad person or anything like that. It's just curious. I'm wondering. The robot one really just threw me for a loop.
I I think most people are good people. And who
Mm,
knows what someone would do in the actual instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the point I made. I have my values, but I'm not. And like here sitting in and at a computer, I can say,
You can
I,
navel gaze about it.
yeah, yeah. In the moment, I'm not going to necessarily act in consistency with my values.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. There were just some interesting things here. Let me get back to this Harambe thing real quick. Um.
Well,
let me
let me ask you a question. Let's finish the Harambe shit so we can move on past that. Let's do that.
The Harambe thing is getting pretty funny. Maybe you should ask a question first.
This thing's well, it's just bad. It's just kind of sad and
Is it really though? I
Well,
mean, what was Harambe really going
I
to?
don't like watching like the like murder porn shit either.
I mean, this isn't. We're not sitting here like fascinating. Like, oh, I can't wait to see this gorilla
Well,
get
no, it
attacked.
all to me it's all just like I don't really like it. I don't really it it bothers me on some level because I don't like seeing violence.
Right? Are you
I'm
pro-choice?
human.
Or are you pro-choice or
I'm
pro-life?
I'm I am pro for people to do what they need to do
Hmm.
for between it's
So
between I think
pro-choice.
that people should stay out of people's between their doctor and their what they need for healthcare. They need to stay the hell out of that because
Sure.
I'm for like civil liberties.
Right.
I think that we should have rights to like do should I have the right to well let me ask you this. Should I have the right because if I had needed an organ, should I have the right to be able to harvest your organs just because
Are
I
you
need one?
guys sure that you haven't had a show together? Because you guys are sounding like twins right now.
Well, we're the
I
You guys,
made
same
I
age.
I, I made the
you guys must get the your information from the same exact people, or your
uh,
arguments from the same exact people. He asked me the same
You
exact
just
thing.
I
Uh,
assure you, I came up with that independently. Although I have heard it from other people, I came up with that before I heard it from anyone else.
that was just that
Did
was
you
that
say
was
the same thing earlier or something?
I said a
verbatim,
specific organ, but yeah,
verbatim, like a kidney or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in one way,
So it's about
I agree.
bodily autonomy, right? You should have the right to protect your body, and that's it. Comes
Right.
down to that much. That's it. Nothing more.
And so the child doesn't have any say in it.
Well, it doesn't get granted special rights, correct?
Okay. So
I
yeah.
don't get to harvest your organs. The child doesn't get to harvest be
the womb.
dependent. The child the fetus is dependent on the mother, correct?
I got sent an
So
interesting
that's the
thing, but
thing. It's about
essentially, yes, a child
yeah.
would be dependent
Yeah.
on the mother.
So to me, it's about bodily autonomy is the basic. That would be my main issue with that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm all about bodily autonomy because I believe in self defense too, and that's all it is to me.
Sure, in a sense, I believe in bodily autonomy too, but I believe in bodily autonomy whenever it affects a person's uh, a singular person's choice. I don't feel like anybody has the right to tell me what I have to eat, what kind of shots I need to get, what type of chemicals I need to be putting in my body to prevent this, that, and the other thing. It should be my choice. My
Hmm.
decision on that. The thing is, you're taking autonomy away from a child. And my friend sent me something.
Well,
It was a child that was only like 38 weeks old.
if you require another being, if I need to harvest your organs to survive, am I autonomous?
Does it have to be my organs?
Yeah, well, just for the analogy, just
Just for
for, I
this
mean, it could be
analogy.
someone else's. We can do someone else. No, it doesn't. Like, should I be able to harvest anyone's organs out there that with against their will?
Against their will, no.
Okay, there we go.
So is
You
it fair?
agree. So it sounds like you agree with bodily autonomy.
No, like I said, I
I mean,
agree with
you
it.
understand the argument.
But
You get it.
yes, I understand. I fully feel like I understand the argument. But what about a child's bodily autonomy? Are you respecting the child's bodily autonomy?
Well, when they're in the womb, they are not autonomous. That's the whole point.
Oh, well,
I mean,
I
well,
mean,
let's what yeah to bring it to the
There's
analogy.
they need the mother to survive.
Yeah, to bring it to the analogy. What about my autonomy to harvest your organs? Why don't I have that? Why don't I have that bodily autonomy?
because you don't because I'm a person that makes my own. Just I mean, there's a number of reasons, but I mean, I if you don't, you're gonna have to take them by force, you know. But no, like I just you don't have that. You don't have that right.
Right. And so it's so why does the baby?
Yeah, why does a fetus in a womb get a special right over humans?
Because it's a human.
Not yet. It's not autonomous as
It's not
far
a
as I'm
human over
concerned.
other humans. It's still just a human.
Okay, let me ask you this. I like this now. I like this question. If there was like a burning fire and there was like a dozen embryos and a child sitting in a room, and you could only save the embryos or the child, which would you save?
Um,
They're fertilized. Let's say they're in like a lab. They're already pre-fertilized, right? They haven't
pre-fertilized.
they haven't been they're fertilized eggs sitting in tubes, right? In a lab.
Mhm.
And then next to them is a child and there's a fire. You can only save one. Which do you save?
You said pre-fertilized.
They're fertilized. If you put them in a womb, they will have the same likelihood of having. It's like there are
I
labs
would
that do this, right? In
I would
vitro,
take
right?
I would take the child. I would take the child.
Me
I
too.
mean, I could
Me too.
only.
Good job. Good job. See, you and I value living, breathing, outside of the womb children over embryos every day. Every day. This is no brainer. It's a no brainer.
Right.
I'm glad you answered that the
I
correct way.
mean, no. I mean, I'll answer questions. I'll answer questions honestly. If I could save
Oh,
them
I'm glad
all,
you answered right though, because some
I,
people get that one wrong.
I would attempt to save them all. If I
They're like,
could.
no, well, yeah, obviously, even if you could save
Well,
one and you did it in a burning fire, that would be courageous, right? That would
it's
be a noble act. Even if you just didn't run out of there, just be like, screw this, because you could do that, like I don't need to save the child. Let's say the place is on serious fire, right? But
Yeah.
so doing any sort of act like that is good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like I would say it's morally superior, but it doesn't mean that like if you ran out of the room because you were just freaked out because there was a fire everywhere and you felt like you didn't have time to save the child or the embryos, I wouldn't blame you.
Okay. So let's say in that same building there was the liver, the only liver that could save Phantom. Okay,
You need a liver, Phantom?
yeah, Phantom. I
apparently.
mean, or yeah, Phantom would need that new
You don't
liver.
want mine. Mine's pretty shot. I'm pretty sure, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like I said, I'm if
Too
we're
much time in Asia.
even my kidneys would be questionable if they would work for
Yeah.
Phantom. So but that was the only liver that could save Phantom. Would you take the liver or would you save the child?
Probably the child, because the child has a more full, longer life to live than Phantom. He's probably experienced more than the child has, and he would understand, I think, why I would make that decision at the same time.
Well,
Yeah,
Phantom
plus I could
needs
just take the
sleep.
child's liver.
There you go. I think you would understand that, right, Phantom? I'm like, look, the child
Yes.
has 40
Yeah.
more years younger than you.
Yeah, exactly.
You've lived 40 years, you got to live. You're okay. You'll be all right. The child deserves a chance to live because it's breathing and it's autonomous at this point, you know?
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
now what if that
I'm with
ba-
you
now, what if that
100%.
baby? What if that baby becomes Hitler?
Well, then we guess we made a big mistake.
Okay. So now we're getting into the absurd. If the building was on fire, what would you shave? Um,
No,
I
I,
think
I think,
I think that's an interesting question right there, though.
mhm.
It's just what would you in this case? Well, who would you save? Would you save a child, a young child, or would you save Phantom because that building
Well,
has
I already
Phantom?
answered
actually,
that.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we've already answered that. But what about if it's the embryo or a liver?
the embryo
Oh
or
yeah,
liver.
that's a good. I think I might grab the liver just because you're already alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because embryos are in stages. There's
Yeah, they're
stages
not
of
even conscious, right? You can't. You don't remember when you were an embryo, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Do you
good
know?
question on when you think that life begins. But
Well, the Bible would say at the moment that you breathe air.
I think the Bible would say I would have to look into how
Actually,
actually it would say.
good
But
point.
no, I think it would be at conception.
No,
Conception.
it says you
The
breathe
sperm
in
meets
the
the
life
egg.
of air, which gives you the spirit of life. You got to read your Bible better, Lupin. Homie, I know
So
it backwards and forwards. So,
Oh yeah.
so
oh
so
yeah,
are you
because
are
I
you familiar?
was.
How
Go
many
ahead.
how many animals did Moses take on the ark?
Oh, it was two of each kind.
Wrong.
No.
Moses never took
How
any
many
animals on the
total
ark.
was it?
Yeah,
I
Moses
don't
never
think it
took.
says it gives a number. I don't think it
It
gives a number.
it
People have
says
added it up before.
it says two of each kind or two of each kind of unclean animal and seven of each kind of clean animal.
Right.
Maybe both of you guys need to go check out your Bible because Moses never took any animals onto the ark. It was Noah.
Oh, pfft. Oh well. Okay, trick
Oh,
question.
oh
Nice, smooth move.
got both of
I see
y'all.
what you
Right there.
did. I
Easy,
see what you
easy.
did. Cheers to that one. You got
Okay,
me.
there you go. So yeah, there's a debate.
Little
In
word trickery.
in Job, there's a very interesting passage uh, where life starts when the sparks fly upwards, and we know now that whenever whenever the sperm meets an egg, that it releases zinc upwards, and it's sparks flying,
Right. Yeah, I
essentially in the
remember
womb.
Christians really attaching themselves to that.
I mean,
It's always post
it's
hoc
great.
reasoning.
I mean, it's a great point, though. I
Do you know what
mean,
post hoc reasoning is?
uh, post hoc. I
So
mean,
after
like
the
we
fact, you're
know
like,
after
oh yeah, this
we know
meant
after
that
the
because
information.
yeah. So
But yeah,
now that
of
we've
course,
discovered
yeah.
this information, that's what this meant.
Well,
That's you can make anything do that almost. That's
right,
like that's a
but
foul.
it's
That's
also
called there's a reason it's a type of fallacious reasoning.
well, no. There's also
Yes.
ways that you
Yeah.
can.
Don't say no to
No,
post hoc reasoning is fallacious.
let
Can
me
we
let me
agree on
finish.
that?
But you can find things that verify things that happen in
Oh,
the past. Uh, am I saying that that's
oh,
exactly what that means? No, I think
oh.
the Bible is very multi-layered. But the fact is, you can use new discoveries to verify things that were mysterious in the Bible. We can find
Okay.
things in science today that verify things in the Bible.
Can we
Uh,
agree that post hoc rationalizations are fallacious?
I don't use words like that, so I don't know what post
I
hoc
explain.
is.
Okay, I can explain it to you what it is. Okay, I
Yeah,
can
but
explain it in layman's terms if you want.
I think I already understand what it means.
I think
But
you do too.
yeah, it
I
just
think
means
you
that
understand that
we
if you
find
use
it
this
new
type of
information.
reasoning, this type of reasoning is rejected because it's not reliable.
Okay. Um. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
said, I
what that
mean, I
means.
don't, I don't, I don't really talk in like crazy like
Well, I
debate.
explained it in layman's terms. That type of reasoning is not accepted because it's not it doesn't follow. It's irrational, it's illogical, it's fallacious.
Okay. Well, I
Be-
don't think that's the case
I can
in
give
a
you
lot of.
another example. Okay, do you want more examples of that type of thing that would prove my point?
Maybe we could probably discuss this on another day. I'm not
Well, I
really.
could just do it real quick.
I mean, go ahead. I wanted to kind of look a little bit more into
Okay.
this Harambe thing and see what phantoms or feelings are. Even though I'm pretty sure he would say
Okay.
take out the grown gorilla versus, let's see what happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna save the kid over the like so.
Meanwhile, you guys, how about this? I'll let you guys talk for a second. I'm gonna go have myself a drink. Go make
Okay.
myself one,
That
and
sounds good, dude. What you drinking?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to raid my daddy's liquor cabinet.
All
No.
right. Don't tell daddy.
He's probably gonna ask me to make him a drink too.
Yeah, he doesn't care. I know. How you doing, Phantom?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
I'm right. I'm gonna turn the camera off so I can 420 it up.
Sure thing. See, now I had something to say a while back, but you guys are going back and forth, and
I'm sorry to interrupt your little
oh,
conversation there.
oh
You
no, man,
jumped in.
it's perfectly fine. I came on to do. Have you ever heard of the absurd trolley problems?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
so we went through that. Is all
They're fun.
25. Yeah, I know. I thought they were a lot of fun. So we went through that, and then we're just kind of talking about that.
I think that's really good. Like Lupin needs to do more of that sort of thing. Honestly.
Yeah, I thought it would be good for him to go over it, and let's just kind of talk
Mm-hmm.
about each version of it and why we chose what we did.
Yeah. Now we just need to just teach him how to identify fallacies. We just need to teach him informal logic.
Well, I mean, I have like an intuitive feel for fallacies, but I couldn't name most of them
I
probably.
can name him. My
It,
wife is a instructor. I
it's a
have to
sad
know them.
day. All we have is one beer.
Sad days. What do you
Sad
drink?
day.
What kind of beer though? Is it a decent beer?
This is called Red Bud.
Red
Uh,
Bud.
yep, Red Bud Berliner Weiss.
Ah, German. A red beer.
It's actually not very stout. It's like
It's like malty, right?
it's actually kind of citrusy.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Usually, okay, so maybe it's like a Jamaican beer.
Let's see. I don't know where
Because
this.
usually red beers are like malty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's in a can. I'm not even that big of a beer drinker, but
No,
that's
you're
the
good, dude.
that's the label right there. I don't know. Berliner Weiss definitely sounds
I am
Germanic.
a beer connoisseur.
Yeah, I am not, but it does taste surprisingly
I I
lemony.
worked at a brewery before.
So yeah. Anyway, um, I don't. If you want to talk about like fallacies and different types of arguments, we could set that up. I don't think post hoc arguments could be. I mean, you're familiar with the verse I'm talking about,
Yeah.
okay? And you're saying that is
What you're doing is called post
fallacious.
hoc reasoning.
Yeah,
What you're
I'm
engaging
just
in.
saying what I'm
Yeah.
saying is what I'm saying is wow,
Do
this
you have you
ancient.
ever heard
Let me finish.
Muslims say
Let
that?
me finish my.
Okay,
Let me
go
finish
ahead.
my sentence. I'm saying,
Yeah, go
wow,
ahead.
this ancient text describes something, and I'm not saying that it's necessarily what it means, but I mean it is quite coincidental. But I'm saying that wow, this
Yeah.
ancient text, which we would have no idea that this happened until the micron telescope, till we had that technology,
Yeah.
that this happens, and it's just coincidental
Yeah.
that something as specific that sparks fly upward, that there's a chemical reaction
So
where zinc is released
so
upward,
post hoc
specifically upward.
is post hoc reasoning is a type of like rationalization, right? It's a oh god, I just lost the words that I was looking for. I get so tongue tied when at this time of night. Sorry,
It's like an
I
accommodation.
apologize. No, the word I was looking for. Let me think here for a second. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll think of it. Um,
Right. And I don't hang my hat on that whole thing while you're thinking. I think it's a very coincidental thing that an ancient text even kind
no,
of
okay, yeah, okay.
describes
So
that
it's a
process.
type of confirmation bias, is what I was going to say. Sorry,
Oh yeah.
it's a type of confirmation bias. Post hoc reasoning is a type of confirmation bias, and that's all you're doing. I can give you other examples of other people that are religious that do the same thing with their version of their religion, of their holy book, right? They're like, oh, see this part? That means that this. And that lines up perfectly. There's this thing we discovered 2 years ago, you know?
Yeah, I think it's coincidental. Like, well, not coincidence. Well,
It's
honestly,
confirmation bias.
I think the Bible is explaining something that we had no idea, and the Bible reveals itself to people as it goes on. You can call it confirmation
Hi,
bias.
Big Big Bad Mama. What's up?
You can call it whatever
Say,
kind of
I'm
bias it
bad.
is, but yeah, I mean,
And
it's
Missing Mod. Hey, Missing Nod. Love you too.
it's very interesting. Who did you have a show with the other day?
Dave, Captive Desk.
Oh, okay, that's who it was. Okay, I thought it was
Mm.
Phantom for some reason.
Nah, Dave is awesome though, isn't he? It was his birthday. I like that
Oh
guy.
yeah, that's what it is. I think Dave has lost his feelings for me. How unfortunate. So
Lost
sad.
his feelings for
So,
what?
so sad. He thinks less of our friendship or whatever. It's okay. It
Well,
happens.
I just don't think he thinks you're an honest person, man.
Honest person.
I think that's probably like I think people struggle. Yeah, because I don't think that you're honest with people as much as you've done a lot better in the last like month or so or more maybe. I've seen some changes in your behavior and I appreciate it.
I think
You're
I'm
not
just
you're not
extremely
being
honest,
you're just not
and
being you're not being such a big jerk though all the damn time, you know what I mean? You used to be more of a jerk and I think you're being nicer these days and I can appreciate that, you know?
no, I mean I don't. Well, I'm not sure how long you've been following me or whatever, but I always give people a fair shot, and I'm honest as I can be. But even
Well,
if
let
I'm
me think. When did we first talk? It had to be like 4 years ago, maybe.
4 years ago, was it that long?
It
Has
was
it
a
been that long?
long time ago, buddy. Yeah, it
I
was at least a couple years. It's been
I
a few
think
years.
I think I've been doing like these podcasts for like 2 years. I don't know if it was 4 years.
Mm,
Maybe we've had a conversation. I can't remember. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. So
I remember you from a long time ago.
yeah. Um.
Well,
But
that
yeah,
that could
no.
explain a lot.
I don't. I don't consider myself to be rude, but I do know that my opinions don't always match up with other people's opinions, and they can take offense to that. I say I'm
Mm.
a don't. I say I'm pro Trump, and I can give you my
I
reason.
don't. I don't get offended. I like to argue with people, but I don't really get offended by people. I get like kind of maybe I get annoyed with some behavior. I get like kind of disgusted with other people's behavior. I just think people are immature or whatever, you know?
Oh
Like
yeah,
that
there's a
happens a
lot.
lot. Hold on just a sec. Wife's talking to me.
Yeah, so I don't like to intentionally be combative or anything like that. I like to have conversations. However, for him to say I've been dishonest, I don't know, because I don't know how much I've been like. What have I been dishonest about? I think I'm particularly very honest, and I wear my word on my sleeve. And if that goes against your beliefs, then you can maybe find that grading, but I'm very honest whenever it comes to my beliefs.
Bro, I'm from fucking North Idaho, Montana. Like nothing surprises me from people. I've heard some of the weirdest views on earth from people up there. That's where all the like preppers live and there was like KKK members, there was white nationalists, there was all that. There was a religious cult, there was a Christian cult in my hometown. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand where the honesty thing and where that would even play into Dave's opinion on me. It personally really doesn't even matter to me, to be
Well, I
Well,
think I think you are showing that you want to do better for yourself, which I think reflects on how you interact with other people. You seem to be growing up a little bit. You know.
let me ask you guys this. In these conversations, is there any point to these conversations for you guys in the long term? Is there any point?
I mean, I just I enjoy these conversations. I like to talk to people. I try to encourage people to change their minds if I can. If not, so be it. But there are people listening that are still encouraged by what I'm saying, so I'm not too worried. You
Right.
know?
So for me, eventually, if we have a discussion long enough, and if we ever get into scripture and talk about this, eventually, my goal, my purpose in life, would be to share the gospel to you guys, and
Yeah, but I already know it
whether you know it, whether
better than you.
it's if well, you don't know that, you don't know that at all.
I do know that.
What is the
Yeah, I
gospel?
do. The Bible? Or the what are you talking about? Specifically, you want to have a specific definition that you want me to use your definition that you have in mind? Is that what you're saying?
What is the gospel?
You want me to use your definition that I have in mind? That you have in mind. Is that what you're
What's your
saying?
what's your
Well, what
definition?
kind
Only one
dude,
definition. There's only one
do you
answer.
want me to read your mind? Is that what you're saying, Lupin?
No, I just would like for
It
you
sounds
to
like you're
tell me.
asking me to read your mind.
Okay,
What is
you said
atheism, Lupin?
atheism, according to every atheist that I've talked to, is the lack of a belief in God.
It's not how I would. That's not what I would say. So, man,
Okay,
I'm
Phantom,
just, you know what I mean? I'm
was
just
I
waiting for that
accurate?
from you when I respond with a definition. Why don't you tell me what you believe the gospel means to you?
The
Because I've heard
gospel
it mean
is
different things from other people. It means different things for different Christians, dude.
okay. Well,
Obviously. Go
no,
ahead.
it should. The gospel is the good news that Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins and all of humanity's.
Hmm.
He rose up after 3 days, and is our Lord and Savior. He's the
Yeah.
one and only way to eternal life.
Barf.
Right. So my goal is to explain to you the
That
gift of
is not.
eternal life.
I
You know
don't. I already
that's
know
my
about it. I've already heard the good news.
right. So I'm just saying it's interesting because anytime I speak with you guys, I do have an
I
objective.
think
I
the
do have a
biblical God
purpose.
is self contradicting, dude. I don't think the biblical God can exist at all. It's like a square circle or a married bachelor. Do those things exist? No. Can they exist? No. Same with the God of the Bible. It cannot and does not exist
Why do you say that?
because it's self contradicting. Once you introduce the omnis, they have paradoxical,
What is an omni?
omnipresent, omnipowerful, omni-universal. You know those things?
Omnibenevolent. That's
Yeah,
that's
omnibenevolent,
Okay, so an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-encompassing.
omnibenevolent.
Yes.
They once you introduce those things to a god, it becomes uh, irrational. It doesn't make sense anymore. It becomes self-contradicting.
Do you see the universe and us as creations? Are we created?
Can no here I can explain it real quick. I can explain it real
are
quick,
humans
dude. I can do
created?
it real quick with a
But
stupid. You're gonna think this is stupid, but it proves my point. Can God create a rock so heavy he cannot lift it?
God can do whatever He so pleases. God is God. He can do whatever He so pleases.
Is that a yes or a no? It's a dichotomous
I
dichotomy.
know.
You have
I
to
know.
choose. It's a
It's
binary question.
from
It's
Dawkins.
binary, which means there's two choices.
I know.
I
I've
gave
heard it
you
from
two
Dawkins.
choices. What?
It's from Dawkins. Dawkins asked that question. At least made it popular. I'm not
It
sure if he
just
was the original.
shows that there's a paradox with that type of God.
No, I mean God created. So you're accepting that God created a rock.
That
God
God
created
can't
a rock.
exist, is what I'm saying. That's
Well,
impossible because once a God is omnipowerful, it cannot do either.
mm, well, I think it's a silly argument, but my answer would be that God does whatever He pleases.
It's not a stupid question, missing mod. You just
So,
don't understand it.
um, I think it's a fallacious. I think it's a fallacious
Yeah, it
argument.
is a fallacy. It makes the God of the Bible fallacious. Can you tell me the contradiction that I'm
The the
presenting?
the argument is
Do you
fallacious.
know what? Okay, how is it fallacious? What's the fallacy and what's the contradiction? Do you know what do you know what something being fallacious means? There's a contradiction in it.
Well,
So go ahead and show me the contradiction.
you have to admit that there's a God that created the rock, correct?
No, this is a hypothetical,
Oh, okay.
right?
So now it's a hypothetical. Okay, yeah.
All things you can still have hypotheticals and determine that something cannot exist. If this God existed and it created a rock that it cannot lift, then it's not all powerful, correct?
Well, I'll go ahead and let you answer. Then I want to chime in.
God, if God wanted to do that for an example for us, then God could do that. But God can
Then
do
it's not all
whatever He
powerful.
wishes.
And that creates a contradiction with the original statement that God is all powerful.
God does. My answer would be God does as He wishes. God can do whatever He wants to
That
do.
doesn't explain it. So God is nonsense.
Okay. So are we created?
Great. God is nonsense. We can agree on that, right? No, we're not
No,
created. We
no.
evolve. We're not do natural do we do
Okay.
humans
You,
do humans
I can prove.
evolve
I
do
can prove.
humans
Let me show
no
you.
no
Let me show you
listen
how
to
brain.
me.
Let me show you how brainwashed you
Listen
are.
to
Let
me.
me.
Do
No, hold on.
listen to
Wait.
me.
Just let
Do
me mute.
listen to me.
Real quick.
Do humans
Let me show you how.
Hey,
self-replicate?
can I talk too? Because I'm just wanting to talk, because just like
Yeah.
I
you
did.
guys are over
I'm gonna,
both of you.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute him, but I need to show him how brainwashed he is in a second. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think most theologians today would say, instead of all powerful, they'd say maximally powerful, and they would say it's uh, defined as God can do anything that isn't logically contradictory. So that does kind of solve the problem with the can God create a rock that He can't lift. So
Right. Yeah. Sure. I mean, if he wanted to do that, he could do that. I mean, sure. But it's God. It's a
well,
silly argument. It's a silly question, but I get it. It's a good question. It's a good question to try and make people think about, cast some kind of doubt on this thing about God. But whenever I ask Blaster, look, are we created? Let me show you how brainwashed you are, Blaster. Even if we took God out of the equation, you are still a created being. Your parents
I, I think it's
performed
still
an.
muted.
He is still muted because I'm trying to talk and just explain it to him. Come on, Blaster, just be cool. Let me explain to you. Let me talk. This is my show. So even if we took God out of the equation, you are still a created being. You were created whenever the sperm and egg from your father and mother joined. You're shaking your head no, but you know this is true. You are a created being. Now, whether or not you want to accept that it's from God or not, that's up to you. But the fact is, you are a created being.
Can I talk?
Point blank. Period. Now you may.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Um do humans procreate naturally?
Do humans procreate naturally?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay then. Your argument's defeated.
Okay. All right. Well, we're
Because
talking
that's
about.
all we've ever observed is humans coming by natural processes,
Oh,
not by a god.
we've only observed humans coming from humans too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
technically.
So then, how did we evolve? We've never seen that.
Uh, the same way that every other animal on this planet evolved, bro. How did kangaroos get to? Do you believe in the flood? I bet you
Yes.
do. Yeah. How did kangaroos get to Australia?
The You'd have to look. There could have been a land bridge,
A land bridge.
or maybe they used stilts. I don't know. Yeah, a land bridge. I think that the flood
Did
that the Earth
uh-huh.
the Earth undergoes catastrophic different topical changes throughout time. So
Do you
their
think
land
that
bridges,
that is recorded in our history
yes,
as being accurate?
yes, they're land bridges that no longer exist. They've melted.
To
They melted through.
Australia
They melted through
at the
climate.
time
Yes,
of the Great Flood. And how long ago was the Great Flood?
biblically, according to the Bible, around 6,000 years ago.
6,000 years ago. And you think there was a land bridge between Australia and the Middle East at some point?
Yeah, there's land bridges that don't exist now that have gone through our lifetimes, through our historical
Do you
through
have any
history
evidence of
that
that?
were recorded.
Can
I
you
don't have
show any evidence of a
I
land
don't I
bridge
don't have them
to
on me.
Australia,
I don't have them on me, but I'm sure I could
specifically
find.
to Australia?
I could
I'd
probably
be
find
really
some.
interested in that. Yeah, you
Yeah,
go and find that.
yeah, no problem. I will do that
Okay.
for you. I'll do
Yeah,
that for
you
you.
do that.
Why are you so upset now?
Because everyone knows there's deep ocean around Australia. There's no land bridge.
Okay, could there not have been?
It's hilarious.
Could
I'm
there
not
not?
upset. I'm like, I think it's funny, dude. Like, I'm laughing
You
because
seem a little
you're
bit
just digging a
upset.
hole. Well, like, no, no,
You
no,
don't think
no,
there could have been?
no.
You
You
don't
don't
think there
understand what
could have been?
sarcasm is.
Yeah, you're right. I don't understand what sarcasm is.
I'm being sarcastic to you.
So
I'm
was I.
teasing you.
So was I.
Okay, yeah, sure. How did they
Yeah,
get there then?
I was being
How did
sarcastic.
they get
Right
there
then.
then? How did the
I was
kangaroos get
letting
there
you
then
know
if you're not going to
sarcasm
be
was right there.
sarcastic anymore? Go ahead and be
There
serious
could have
about
been
it.
it could have been icy. Could have been icy. There could have been
The kangaroos walked on ice.
sure.
I I think the flying on volcanic rocks is the better explanation myself.
Yeah, they also could have been there, and they could have already been there and just been isolated to where
Oh
they
my
couldn't escape their environment.
During an
Lupin.
global flood.
Lupin.
Yeah, yeah. You have to think about this with a biblical mind, and I think history post hoc will
What did you
explain
say?
this.
Wait,
The
Is
wait.
that
post
the
hoc
Earth
will explain it.
So
the Earth
It
was
didn't
so
different
happen. That's how
after the
history
flood.
explains
The
it.
the
so
flood was very different after the flood, and very much more different before the flood.
Oh my god, I'm not laughing. I'm
so the
serious.
entire world got flooded except for Australia. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, the entire world got flooded.
So funny.
Then how are they isolated there?
Whenever the waters receded, they could have been stuck there. They could have been stuck there.
I Okay. Can you walk me through? I'm
So yeah,
trying to
so
understand what you're saying. So
after the flood, you have to look at this with a biblical lens. If you're gonna try and think about it all extremely naturally, which it could be explained naturally, but you have to have some faith in the Bible and accept some things in the Bible. That the Earth had a much different climate. It could have been much cooler. There could have been land bridges where
No,
they could go and go there.
no.
And the
How
land
do you think
bridges
the continents
eventually
work?
dissolve. The land bridges eventually erode and are no longer being
Where do land bridges come from?
where do land bridges come from?
Hmm.
The Earth. I don't know. They could be from like volcanic activities.
Do you know what
I could
tectonic plates are?
sure. Yes, I
Are
do.
there any tectonic plates that surround Australia?
I'm not sure.
it's its own
Yeah,
tectonic plate, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Okay, I thought so.
I don't know about that.
This is why it's ridiculous to think there was a land bridge there.
hmm Do you know why we have tectonic plates in the first place,
Like how they formed or why they formed?
or when?
Like hundreds of millions of years ago.
Okay,
Like they've always existed.
you know that for a fact.
Yeah, we know that for a fact. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
And you think how old do you think the Earth is
me,
total?
it doesn't necessarily matter how old the Earth is. Uh, I would say, I would say I would go with the young Earth model, but even
So like
then,
10,000 years, maybe.
I would say 7 to 10,000 years. Yeah, give or take 7 to 10,000 years.
It's wild, man.
It is, but I mean, like I said, I'm a Bible believing Christian. I accept supernatural things. I don't look at everything completely natural, and I mean that's just how it is. In the long run, it could be millions and billions of years old. It could be a couple 100,000 years old. At the end of the day, that's really not important
Why do you accept supernatural things?
because why do I accept supernatural things?
Yeah. Why do you think supernatural things exist?
The same because I believe that I have a soul and spirit, and I think that that is beyond nature. I think
Why do
God
you believe you have
exists,
a
and
soul?
because I mean I know it to be true. I know it to be true. The Bible
Well, are
explains.
you conflating belief with knowledge?
No, faith.
So yes.
Yes, I admit I have faith. I have belief. I have belief in a God. I have faith in a
What's
God. I have a
is
faith
do
in a
you think
Savior.
faith is a reliable method?
For a lot of for life, yeah, sure.
So if I had faith that you were inferior to me, would that make it true? Would that be a good way to determine that you're inferior to me because I have faith in that?
You can believe it.
Would that make it true?
No, not really.
Okay, then. So faith is an unreliable method.
I mean, it's an unprovable thing. Like
It's unreliable,
I
correct?
can't prove it to you.
Correct. It's unreliable.
Do you know for a fact that God doesn't exist?
Did I ever say that?
No, that's why I'm
I
asking
know
you.
the biblical God, in fact, does not exist. Yes. And I
You
already
know,
told you why.
do you think that God exists? Or do you know
Not the
do you
biblical
know do
God.
you know
No.
do you know
The
that God
biblical God cannot and does not exist.
do you know that God you know that? So do you know
Yes, I know
everything?
for certain.
Do you know everything?
Nope.
Do you know half of everything?
Do I have to have a certain amount of knowledge to know that some things are not true?
Yes.
Do I have to have 100% knowledge to know that square circles can exist?
Yes. I don't
Well,
know.
then I don't know why you're having this conversation with me because if
The
you think that
the
that's
answer
the
the
level of
what I'm looking
epistemology that
for
we need,
is
no, if
what
that's the level of epistemology that we need, then you are a very confused person, my friend.
I have faith in Jesus Christ. I have faith that the
No,
resurrection
you're
happened.
irrational. You have nothing. You have nothing but a
Faith,
blind
but faith.
dart throw in the dark. You don't even know where the dartboard is.
Oh,
That's all you have.
I have faith. That's all that I need.
You
That's all
just
that I need.
admitted to me that you don't think we need to that you no, do you understand what you just did? You just said that you need to have okay, I got to rewind a minute here because
Rewind it
we
back.
yeah, do you understand what happened?
I kind of answer your question very lazily. I don't even remember your question, so you would have to kind of rewind it back. Yeah.
Bro.
So anyway, the it comes down to it where I have faith that God exists. You don't have to have that faith. Does it make it true? No, but you know what? I'm
No.
gonna go on faith. I'm
Is
gonna go
faith
on faith, and
reliable?
I'm gonna go on the accounts that happen in the Bible. I'm gonna say Jesus was a person that walked the earth. That is recorded. There were miracles that Jesus performed that
All
were
right.
recorded by
Well, we
eyewitness
can
testimonies.
we already
Jesus,
demonstrated
Jesus,
that faith is an
Jesus claimed.
unreliable method. So
Jesus,
I don't
well,
know why would you
okay.
continue using that method when we know it's unreliable.
I'm using faith and I'm using recorded
Yeah.
history.
You're
I'm
using
using
what's the
recorded
okay,
history.
here's a question for you, Lupin. What's the difference between having faith that something is true and pretending?
Pretending is you know that it's not true.
No, that's not what I said. No, it's not. Not necessarily.
Phantom, feel free to chime in if you feel like I'm answering any of these questions.
What's the difference? So you think
Oh,
that the difference is that you know that it's not true. So then with your religion, you just don't know that it's not true. So therefore you believe it. That's hilarious. Love
no,
it. Okay.
I have
I
I
gotta
have
go. It's
I
dinner
have
time for me.
faith.
Thanks
Yeah.
for talking to me. I'll
Okay,
talk to you
Buster.
later. Okay. Yeah, no.
Goodbye.
I just gotta bounce. It's just dinner time. That's all.
Okay.
All
Good.
right.
Good.
Catch
God
you
bless.
next time.
Take care.
All right, you too.
Sorry, Lupin. You guys were talking, and I was paying attention to the chat. Well, I didn't catch what he was asking you.
It got a little bit semantical anyway. It didn't really matter. He asked like I forget how he asked it or what. And if I take one word out of the sentence, it would be like that's not what I said. That's not exactly what I said. That's not what I meant. But I mean, essentially he
Well,
asked what's the difference between like faith and pretending to have faith or something like that. And I said, if I was pretending, then I would know it would be false. But
so I think in that conversation, what the point he was trying to make, and I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but he's not here. Um, the point he was trying to make is, uh, I think you might have been conflating confidence with knowledge. You're 100% confident in a belief, and you're saying that's knowledge, and that's not really the definition of knowledge. At least not the way he was using
I'm
knowledge.
not saying that that's knowledge. I'm saying we do have knowledge. We do have record of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is a very well documented person in both Hebrew and Greek in Roman documentation. Jesus Christ was a person. He was crucified. Jesus made certain claims. He claimed that he was God. Jesus did miracles. Those miracles were recorded and documented, and I'm going by those documentations to reinforce the faith that I have. Now, if I'm wrong, then what? If I'm wrong, then what?
If you're wrong, then I mean it depends on why you're wrong. For one
If,
thing, like
if
like
I'm
let
if I'm wrong and atheism is correct, and let's say atheism is correct and there is no God,
if you're wrong and atheism is correct and there is no God, is there an afterlife?
yet that's a question.
I know I'm asking you. So you said there is no God. Is there
A-
an afterlife?
the majority of atheists that I believe say that there is no afterlife. The most common answer is it just goes dark.
Sure,
It
and
goes back to the way that it was before you were born.
I agree with you. Most atheists would say that, but that is not in and of itself answered by the question of is there a God? Because there are afterlives that don't have gods. There's ideas about reincarnation. There's ideas about karma. There's lots of ideas. So
So
you've got.
there's a supernatural element. It is in fact a supernatural element.
Well, I'm just saying that the atheism answers one question: is there a God? That doesn't tell you.
Let's see, you're saying it answers that, but every atheist that I talk to says, well, no, atheism doesn't answer anything. Atheism is just a lack in belief in a God,
Well,
So it's
I
a
mean,
lack of belief. So atheism really doesn't answer diddly squat in the long term.
well, so that and that's kind of the point. Atheism doesn't tell you the person believes there is no God. It just says they don't believe there is a God, and that there is a fine point there. That's because there's a third answer to the question of is there a God, and that's I don't know, and that's also atheism because I don't know and no would both fall under the category of not a theist.
Yeah, you would agree. There's no possible way. Blaster, you left the conversation. So why ask from the comments? I believe in reality. I believe we have a shared reality. I believe it is the reality that it is the year 2024. I believe that the president currently, I mean, that is up to debate, whether who's
Yeah,
controlling the country. But officially, in the history books, it's going to go down as Joe Biden. Um, I believe I live in the reality that it's 9:59 where I'm at, and it could be slightly different where Phantom's at, but whatever. That is a reality. My faith affects more than just reality. My faith goes into a supernatural element. So,
sure. And
uh,
all so I mean I am a materialist until I see evidence otherwise. So I would agree with the majority of atheists you've talked to that there is no reason to believe in an afterlife. But if you say, what if you're wrong about the question on God.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens then? Well, then the question is, well, what's correct? Am I correct? Is Buddhism correct? I can't answer your question without knowing, in this
What
hypothetical,
what's
what
correct?
is what's correct, right?
Right. So you would let me ask you this. See, I think blasters. See, that's what I don't like is when people don't let you speak and just make your point out. See, I'd say blaster is brainwashed whenever he can't even critically think. Whenever I ask him if he's a created being, he automatically says no. You know, you
Well,
know. Obviously, we are created. We are created.
so I mean, I would say no, but I would agree with you. You when you just what if you had said, Phantom, are we a created being? I would have said no, we're not a created being. But when you describe what you meant by created, as in a
Phantom, were you created, Phantom?
can I finish? I wasn't finished.
Okay.
When you described what you meant by created, in that a sperm fertilized an egg, and that's where we came from. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. But I wouldn't if you say just created and don't specify that. That's not what you would typically I would typically think of when someone says, "Were you created?" That's just not it, what I would think of. And so
Right.
when you say that word and don't clarify, I'm going to go with what I think of, and that's why clarifying what we mean when we say words is good sometimes.
Sure, but if I ask you if you were created and you can't logically think, oh, yes, I was created, it doesn't require a god, but at the end of the day I was created. If you can't come to that conclusion and you automatically want to be combative about it, I think it goes to show me you're not really even trying to think. You're not really thinking. You're just spilling things, spewing things out of your mouth, either to argue for the sake of arguing or for whatever reason. But I think it does show that somebody has lost their capability of thinking for themselves.
Well,
Maybe he just wanted to say that because that's what he heard, or maybe he just wanted to be in an argument. But
I
regardless,
I
you're a created being.
I mean, I wouldn't want to put words in his mouth, but when you asked that, my thought was, well, we're not created, because to me, when you say created, that is entails the what you mean by created usually means something about a supernatural force involved in the creation of my personhood, and I
Hmm.
don't believe that.
Sure.
But when you say when oh no, by created, I mean the purely natural processes that we know and have verified happens. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. You've defined what you meant by created, and I agree with that.
Right. Okay. So last question, because I'm missing out on some things real quick. Would you agree that you would can be you cannot ever be 100% sure that there's no God. You
Yeah,
cannot prove that there is no God.
I no, I would agree with that.
Okay, fair enough. That's perfectly logical. Nobody can prove that there is no God at all. No one can demonstrate that or prove that.
Yeah,
The only person that would know that would be God himself. So
yeah.
anyway,
I mean, well, so like here's how I look at it. You know, if I say, um, I've looked all throughout the universe and I can't see, I've not found a God. Therefore, God doesn't exist. Then someone can say, oh, well, God is just in the next door universe. Okay, well, I didn't look there. So you can never, the problem with God saying there is no God is you can never falsify the idea that there is a God to 100%. Because you can always just explain, well, God is in the place that you didn't look. So no, I don't think you could ever rule out somebody saying, well, God just is somewhere else. And so that's why you can't falsify it.
right.
And
If
if you can't
somebody
falsify it, then you can never be 100% certain that it's false, because that's a contradiction.
if okay, and this is for real, the last question here.
Sure.
if somebody told you 100% for a fact there is no God, would you think that that person is a trustworthy person?
I'd say that I think they're as trustworthy. Sorry, I think they're as trustworthy. If that's my only interaction with them, I would think they are as trustworthy as I think anyone else is.
Okay. All right. Well, I would think if a person says that they know 100% for a fact that there is no God, or 100% for a fact there is no afterlife, or anything that comes to that, that I would think twice about listening to a person that says that, because even as atheists or agnostics such as yourself realizes that that is uh, an unprovable point, unprovable. And if somebody is trying to tell you that, then I would say that that person is dishonest
Well,
based off of that.
I mean, if I were to hold to that, what you just said, then I'd have to consider basically everyone that is not me untrustworthy because I'm the only one that holds all the beliefs that I hold and none of the beliefs I don't. And so if I'm going to if you have a belief that I don't hold, you're untrustworthy, then there's no one else in the world that's trustworthy. And that doesn't seem like a good way to live.
Well, no, if somebody tells you 100% for a fact that something that they can, uh, if somebody says something is 100% a fact, when that thing that they're saying is a fact is 100% unprovable, then I would say that person is uh, either delusional or a liar. A liar. Simple as that. Anyway, you would trade your best friend for five robots. I just want to make that very clear.
No, that was I mean, yeah,
Five sentient robots. So I
I
mean,
mean
it just
I
goes to
took that
show
to
what kind of person you are. No, I'm just messing with you,
no,
Phantom.
I know.
I got to end.
We're
I'm
talking
ending.
hypotheticals.
I know. I'm ending the stream, but I'm just using that as a joke, and it's just comedy. It's whatever. Even though
Sure.
you would, which is weird, but I don't know. That's
Well,
it's
can I give some little context to my answer to that question?
make
It
it quick.
was okay. So I did play that game right as like Chat GPT first started coming out, and I was really struggling with, hey, we've got this new thing that if it's not, doesn't have personhood, it indicates that we very well might have a computer with personhood at some point. And we're going to have to deal with how we treat this new thing that we've created voluntarily that now has personhood. And
Mm.
I was thinking through that when I was going through and I still stand by that. I think we should, especially if we've created a new thing and it has personhood, we should value that because we created it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's fair enough here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. You want me to let you out, or can you find your way out yourself?
Oh, I can find my way out. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you for joining. I think it was a fun stream.
Yeah.
Sorry that Blaster got so upset and everything like that.
Oh, I
But
think he was doing good.
Blaster says $5. Lupin deletes the stream. Well, you could put your money where your mouth is right here, and you send me your Cash App. But here's my Cash App right here. So I'll send you $5 if I delete the stream. I bet you $5 if I leave this stream up, you won't hawk up the $5. So I'll leave you guys with that. And if anybody else wants to just tune in, or if you want to support the channel itself, you can go ahead and just scan that. But yeah, no, the channel won't be the stream won't be deleted, and yeah, that's it. I think it was a fun stream. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. God bless. Take care. Love you all, and Christ loves you, and we will continue this conversation next time. Maybe somebody wants to throw in a comment at the end of the stream on what they want to talk about. We could go over that. I'll typically find something regardless, but you guys always have that opportunity. With that being